Alright YouTube, hello, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to be looking at potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide to see what the difference is in the reaction with aluminum. When I did a little bit of digging on this, kind of as always when you go to the internet, I got a bit of, not really conflicting, but depending upon where I looked I got different information, so probably in all fairness I can't really make too many statements about this because I'm not sure. But sodium hydroxide is something that's found in drain cleaners. It's not a nice chemical by any means. It's something you don't really want to mess around with, to be quite honest with you. Potassium hydroxide seems to be slightly worse. Slightly worse on a scale that it's a stronger base than sodium hydroxide. I don't have any experience with potassium hydroxide other than to say it would make sense that it's probably worse than sodium hydroxide. But anyway, today I just want to make two solutions here and compare the two together to see if there's a difference in the reaction with the aluminum. I kind of already know the results to this ahead of time, I think, but we're just going to try it anyway. So in the case of the sodium hydroxide anyway, when I initially looked that up, they said that's an example of a displacement reaction. And then I looked it up in another source and they said that's hydrolysis. So it definitely forms hydrogen gas, no doubt about that. Probably the other byproduct would be sodium aluminate. In case of the potassium hydroxide, I would assume it would be potassium aluminate. So, I don't know. So I'm just going to make a 2 molar solution here. Check it out here with that. The polarity of sodium hydroxide is so close to 40, we're just going to use 40. So in 100 milliliters here on a volumetric, we're going to need 8 grams of sodium hydroxide to make a 2 mole solution. Well, I'm not sure how I did that. I couldn't even see the end of the bottle when I was doing that. Maybe that's the best way to do it. If you can't see how much is coming out, it actually comes out right. Alrighty. Then we're going to need, I think it was 11.22, 56.1056 grams per mole. And that would be 5.61056 grams. It's actually times 2, because we want 2 moles. So it'd be 11.221 grams. So we need 100 milliliters of water. And I cannot work with this camera in front of me. Just absolutely cannot. Sodium hydroxide is very soluble in water, so you don't have a problem getting it to go into the solution. It's pretty warm. These flakes, they're like crazy sticky. They suck water so bad. It's not super hot. Now for the disclaimer. I would definitely recommend being several feet away from this because the fumes that comes off of this, if they get you, and even the smallest amount, you're going to be choking. So I don't really have any wind here. Yeah, you don't want to breathe this in by any damn means. I would say that the sodium hydroxide is slightly more reactive, but I'm not sure. The weird part of the bubbling in the potassium hydroxide, I'm just not sure. That's kind of complicating my decision of what is more reactive. I've seen this done before, and the potassium hydroxide in the videos that I saw seemed like it was less reactive than the sodium hydroxide, but I don't really see that case here. So I'm just not quite sure what to make of that. And I'm not getting any closer to that shit than I have to at this point, because you can't really see where those fumes are heading towards. But there's absolutely nothing left of that one, really. Huh. That's unusual. That is 4 layers thick of heavy-duty aluminum foil. That kind of tells me that this potassium hydroxide solution is actually stronger than the sodium hydroxide solution. And I'm just not quite sure what to make of this at this point. 11.22 grams seemed like a high number for a 100 milliliter solution, so I don't know if I miscalculated the molarity, did something stupid. But yeah, in like basically 5 minutes it ate through 4 layers of heavy duty aluminum. Right now I'm basically at the 8-minute mark. So after 8 minutes, it's pretty much through that one. So at this point, the results are pretty obvious to me that the potassium hydroxide definitely ate through the aluminum faster than what the sodium hydroxide did. But that defeats all the information that I looked up on this. So there has to be a mistake that I made here, because that just shouldn't be. So basically on the potassium hydroxide, within 5 minutes, I would say, give or take a little bit, it completely ate through. So roughly about 4 to 5 minutes longer, sodium hydroxide finished the foil off. Not quite sure what to make of this. I don't know if I miscalculated something. I'll have to go back and triple check my math here to make sure I didn't do something stupid. So I guess on a humorous note, my chemistry experiments are pretty much consistent here. I seem to get results that defy what my initial expectations were. And at the end of the video, I'm only left with, what the hell just really happened here? Not sure. Potassium hydroxide definitely beat the sodium hydroxide. Hey, thanks for watching my video today. Take care and have a great day.